Now at 9, an Arkansas man is killed after a sludge tanker overturns in Knoll, Missouri. Plus, how local parents are dealing with the struggles of finding affordable childcare during the summer. And
White House officials acknowledge there's a Chinese spy base in Cuba, just days after denying its existence. I'm Rich Edson in Washington. I'll have the details coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. The Newton County, Missouri Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to find a man wanted in multiple jurisdictions. Authorities say James Herbert III is wanted for stealing vehicles in Missouri and Kansas. They say he will resist arrest, so don't apprehend him. He's 5'8", 170 pounds. If you have any tips, you can call the Newton County Dispatch Center. A man dies from a sludge tanker truck overturns. The crash happened near EE and DD Road in McDonald County, Missouri this afternoon. Authorities say 61-year-old Byron Lampkin of Bluffton, Arkansas, was driving the sludge tanker when it crossed the road and overturned. He died on the scene. No word on what type of sludge was in the truck, but the most common in this area is chicken sludge for use as fertilizer. A tractor trailer overturned, spilling 40,000 pounds of steak fries. Around 11:45 Sunday night, officials received reports of an overturned tractor trailer on Baseline Boulevard near County Road 150 in Jasper County. Officials with the Missouri State Highway Patrol say the truck was heading east on Baseline when a tire dropped off the edge, causing the truck to overturn into a ditch. Officials say the driver of the truck was not injured. Crews had the site cleared around 6 this morning. No steak fries raining on the forecast. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hitty joins us with weather.
No, it looks pretty good for us this evening. We had a nice day for us today. Of course, quite a bit of rain scattered about over the weekend. 78, so cooler for us today. Average high is 85 degrees, so we are 7 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. Just a few mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming through. Had a batch of rain down through parts of Oklahoma, falling apart, staying to our south, but we do have a batch out west. Some of these guys may get into at least the southern half of the region a little bit later on tonight, but that's going to be after midnight. Temperature is very comfortable. We're seeing 65 to about 70 at this current time. And as we go through the overnight hours, we'll slide back upper 50s. But look at the scattered showers and thunderstorms trying to pop up, especially after midnight and especially in our southern counties. So we're going to talk more about this and what we're going to see this week here in just a bit.
You may be thinking of summer travel due to the weather warming up, but gas prices are slightly rising according to a Gas Buddy survey. The survey was conducted in more than 1,300 gas stations in Kansas. The average price of gas in Kansas today is $3.24, which is a 4-cent increase from last week. Prices are $2.04 per gallon higher than last month. And in the 4 states, AAA says Crawford County, Kansas stacks up to $3.20. Newton County, Missouri, $3.12. Jasper County is $3.10. Ottawa County, Oklahoma, $3.11. We have a traffic alert for drivers in the Joplin area, specifically along I-44 at Main Street. MoDOT has announced lane reductions on the westbound I-44 bridge over Main Street. Crews will be making repairs to the bridge's driving surface. Work will be done Monday through Friday from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Drivers are asked to slow down and be prepared for possible delays. With school out for the summer, childcare is in high demand. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has the story.
While kids are getting ready for pool parties and summer vacations, parents are trying to figure out how to provide that for their children. Parents like Madeline Welch, a mom to 3-year-old Noah and soon-to-be baby girl.
It's very tough, and it also is kind of hard as a mom because you have to choose between, your career, and then you also have to choose between, being with your child. And so you want a trustworthy person that you're going to trust them with, and right now it's very hard.
Madeline had to leave her job to make accommodations for Noah, and while she plans to begin teaching in the fall, with a baby girl on the way, even more accommodations will have to be made.
Our cost isn't going to increase, and it's that mom thing of where you're trying to encourage and go out there and follow your dreams, but they come first always. And so making sure that, you know, they're going to be taken care of the way that is in line with how we want them to grow up.
Kids Clubhouse owner Mireya Gonzalez told me that the parents aren't the only ones struggling.
Right now, I want to say every classroom we have is at its capacity, and the only way we could enroll more children is if we were to open up more classrooms, and obviously that would hinder us because we don't have the money, the means in order to make our facility any bigger.
Mireya also told me that with minimum wage increasing, the prices for childcare have increased to keep up. So, for parents like Madeline and kids like Noah, things may seem okay. But this isn't the case for everyone. Reporting from Joplin, I'm Anthony Saviello.
KOAM reached out to the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for a statement, but we did not receive a response. The Pittsburgh Festival of Arts kicked back off today. Local musician and retired music education Jim Harris today performed a variety of American folk tunes on different folk instruments at Root Coffee House and the Capri. The annual week-long event showcases different venues and musicians around Pitt State and throughout the community.
I like making music, you know. And I have a degree in, you know, in composition and theory, and so I, you know, enjoy writing music and making up music and just sitting down at the piano and playing whatever feelings come to my mind and come to my heart. That's what I want.
There will be several indoor concerts this week featuring jazz, brass, Latin, chamber music, and more. There's also an exhibit on display at the Bicknell Center. Funeral service plans are announced for former Missouri State Senator and Joplin Mayor Ron Richard. He passed away Friday morning. Richard began his political career in 1990. Following his election to Joplin City Council, he was elected mayor in 1994. He joined the Missouri House of Representatives in 2003, becoming Speaker of the House in 2009 and President pro tem of the Senate in 2015. Richard's services begins tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. with a visitation at Missouri Southern's North End Zone facility. The funeral is Wednesday at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Joplin at 10 a.m. In a development drawing parallels to the Cold War, U.S. officials acknowledging the existence of a Chinese surveillance facility in Cuba, just miles from the U.S. border. Fox News senior national correspondent Rich Edson has that story.
A Chinese spy base has been operating for years in Cuba. Over the weekend, a Biden administration official confirmed the espionage outpost, walking back claims from the White House from just days earlier that called reports inaccurate. The Biden administration claims it's an issue they inherited.
Based on the information we have, the PRC conducted an upgrade of its intelligence collection facilities in Cuba in 2019, something that we're very carefully monitoring.
The facility is reportedly capable of intercepting electronic signals from U.S. military and commercial assets.
They want to make sure that they understand what it is we're doing, how our missile programs are designed, how our air defense systems are designed, all of the things that permit them to have leverage in a negotiation, a diplomatic negotiation, and real military power.
This is the latest in a long list of disputes between China and the United States. In February, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down after traveling across the U.S. In April, officials say they discovered a secret Chinese police station in New York's Chinatown. In recent weeks, there have been two close encounters between Chinese and American planes and warships. Senate Intelligence Committee Vice Chairman Marco Rubio says China likely has spying operations beyond Cuba.
It's not just there. I mean, they're all over the hemisphere. You go to any country in Latin America, and you will find that the Chinese are trying to create a presence there to encircle us.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is expected to visit China in the coming days, an attempt to try to improve the deteriorating relationship between the two countries. In Washington, Rich Edson, Fox News.
Coming up, we'll learn about an outbreak of foot and mouth disease impacting kids across the country. The McDonald County, Missouri Health Department is temporarily closed as they move into a new building. The new building is located along Highway 71 in Pineville. It features a larger lobby with a play area for kids, a garage and storage area that could be used for drive-through Vaccinations and Environmental Office.
It's very important for the health department. We got more room now. Hopefully the services will run a little bit smoother. Having the expansion, having the more room, just going to help us, help the clients and everybody here in McDonald County.
The new location will be up and running on Thursday with a grand opening event planned for June 23rd. The Kansas Department for Aging and Disability Services will be using a more than $3 million federal grant to implement youth suicide prevention and early intervention strategies. The grant aims to reduce suicides and suicidal ideation among Kansas ages 10 to 24. It will support the department in reaching out to young people through various institutions and systems, including schools, juvenile justice systems, mental health programs, and the foster care system. Doctors are warning people about a trending foot and mouth disease affecting children. Fox's Lauren Harkson has more details on the story.
Literally, I have proof that it is very contagious. Look at it. Like, it's on my index finger. Look at it. Like blisters.
Painful blisters at that, a result of hand, foot, and mouth disease. Not only did Stacy Dormany's 17-month-old get it this week, she did too.
You can't touch anything. Me doing this, compressing my hands to each other hurts. The itch, like right now, if I separate the itch so bad, it's almost paper cuts, like a constant paper cut of pain.
She said it all started Monday with a few bumps on her baby Kalina that looked like mosquito bites.
On Tuesday night, she started running a fever, and the fever was 103.8, and that was really concerning.
When the fever didn't go away, Dormany said she took Kalina to the doctor.
All they said was it's hands, feet, and mouth. If it starts spreading, there's nothing they can do. And that was it. They just said, use Tylenol and good luck.
This fairly mild, somewhat common virus occurs a lot in the spring and summer.
Dr. Karen Landers with ADPH says while there isn't too much you can do besides wait out the symptoms, the most important thing is to drink plenty of fluids.
What I do tell parents that sometimes kids may not want to drink fluids, but the frozen popsicles or those Pedialyte pops, those kinds of cool agents that kids can take just a little bit of, or they can, lick those or suck on those. It's not quite as much as having to drink that fluid down.
An FDA advisory panel has voted to recommend an injectable drug to prevent RSV in infants and some younger toddlers. The therapy was developed by Sanofi and AstraZeneca and is called Nirsevimab. It is designed to be given in a single shot at birth or a baby's first season of RSV. It can also be given as a larger dose in a second RSV season in children who are highly vulnerable. Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast and later in sports. Missouri Southern basketball kicks off its annual youth camps.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a great Monday for us today. Of course, we had showers, thunderstorms scattered about over the weekend, but everybody got some rain, which we needed, especially the drought we have been in over the past, 15 months or so. Looks good right now. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Remember, we are pressing within the next week the longest days of the year, daylight-wise, obviously not time-wise, and then the evening daylight hours will start shrinking up here in a week, which is kind of crazy. All right, look at our rain stats. None in Joplin today, but for the month, 1.3 quarters or 1.75, 1.74, 1 3/4. That's what I was trying to say. But we're still behind by almost 7 inches of rain, but good rainfall amounts. So this is going back over the past 72 hours. There are areas here in the lighter green of a 1/2 inch or less. Most of us were in that 1 to 2 inch band, and then wherever you see yellows, that is 3 inches of rain. So the metro picked up quite a bit of rain. Temps right now sitting mainly into the mid to upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Go outside, looks nice. 7th and range line sitting at 65. Winds are calm, humidity at about 70%. We're going to go near that dew point tonight. so it is going to be dewy out there during the morning hours. We have some mid and upper level clouds streaming through. Had some showers and thunderstorms to our south earlier. Those have fallen apart, but I'm really kind of focusing on this batch out across western Kansas. It's also going to sink south and east, but it should clip at least the southern half of the region after midnight for us tonight. So we're going to watch that, but we have this big upper level low across the Great Lakes. Look at the flow out of Canada. Behind it ushers in that cooler air. Then we have these waves that kind of jump over a ridge and then pass through, giving us some scattered thunderstorms. So we're going to see those sticking around this week. All right, let's go through time. I'm going to stop at 1:30 in the morning. Scattered showers, scattered thunderstorms, mainly along the Kansas-Oklahoma state line, northeastern Oklahoma into northwest Arkansas, mainly the southern half of the region. Scattered about into the morning and then gone. Then we look pretty good tomorrow. We warm into the upper 70s by noon. Most of us will go a little bit warmer than what we saw today, about 80 to 82 as we get into the afternoon hours. Tomorrow night, a few isolated thunderstorms again. Try to get in here, especially our southern counties, and then gone by Wednesday morning. Wednesday, we heat up again. We go into the mid 80s this time by Wednesday afternoon. So here's 4 p.m., but also again, a few isolated thunderstorms trying to pop up as we go into Wednesday afternoon. All right, let's go to 82 tomorrow, 85 Wednesday, near 90 on Thursday. We start heating up even more. Friday, scattered thunderstorms, 90 on Saturday, 93 on Father's Day, 94 next Monday. So it gets hot, and the official start of summer early next week, so we're almost right there.
For sure, and along with those warm temps, hopefully we can continue to get some of that rain.
Yeah,
I mean, when's the last time you got that excited about some rainfall in our area?
Oh, it was great. I was so happy yesterday just listening to a thunderstorm, not having to be at work. It was great.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, thank you, Doug. Coming up, we'll hear from some experts about how you can save money this summer on your energy bills. The mercury is starting to rise, but for people struggling to keep up with high energy prices, health officials worry those who can't pay will lose their electricity in the midst of the escalating summer heat, robbing them of air conditioning or fans. Fox News' Ted Linder takes a closer look at the ongoing energy insecurity crisis.
With temperatures rising ahead of the dog days of summer, public health experts worry higher energy prices could pose health risks for people struggling to pay their electric bills.
Energy insecurity is a pervasive problem.
1 in 4 households experience energy insecurity every year. This according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Roughly 3 million people had their electricity or natural gas shut off after missing a bill last year alone.
I think we will see this problem continue to grow. And in fact, it's going to be households that are on the margin that haven't experienced energy insecurity before that are pushed into it as their bills might rise just a little bit.
Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics reveals electricity prices rose a little more than 14% between 2021 and 2022. And while prices are starting to come down, they're still higher than before the COVID-19 pandemic. Sanya Carley of Indiana University has been studying energy insecurity for years. Her team is revealing a new site which tracks utility disconnections, energy company and state financial assistance programs, and more, so that most at risk can understand their options.
Households that have members that have electronic medical devices, households of color, are far more likely to be energy insecure.
When people can't pay, Carley says many resort to dangerous ways to come up with money, like skipping meals. Instead, she recommends contacting your utility provider and asking for help, as well as suggesting ways to enhance your home's energy efficiency to lower your bills.
Sealing your doors, sealing those gaps in the wall, making sure that your HVAC system's working.
Ted Linder, Fox News.
Up next, we'll learn why Wallet Hub ranked Missouri as the 16th most fun state in the country. Starting this fall, students at Missouri Southern State University will pay a higher tuition. KOAM Shagun Bamdali has more.
The Missouri Southern State University Board of Governors approved a tuition hike. The standard in-state tuition rate per credit hour increases from $267.53 to $280 for the fall 2023. It could be challenging with inflation.
However, with this increase, we will still be the most affordable education among our competitors. And so we are very proud of the education that we offer to our students at that cost.
It's definitely hard for someone that has to pay for their own schooling. And as the prices increases, I have to put a lot more work into it and work even more hours on top of, going to school. And that does not help me at all.
Alisa Alexander works in addition to taking classes. She says the increase will also affect her friends.
One of my best friends, she is struggling paying for school right now, and the increase in tuition will be detrimental for her, and she might have to look for other colleges or take classes somewhere else because she's already struggling to pay right now.
The school hopes students will stay despite the increase. Linda Ice says some students will be eligible for assistance that could cover a year's tuition.
Some of our students do qualify for full Pell and full Access Missouri, and those are grants that come through to students, and if they qualified for the full amount of both of those, it would be over $10,000.
In Joplin, Shug Mamdele, KOAM News.
The total tuition cost after the increase would be $8,400 for someone taking 30 credit hours for the year. A Joplin organization today made a donation to a Missouri Southern program aimed at connecting education and industry. The Arvis Foundation, part of Arvis Bank, donated $5,000 to the MOSO CAPS program. The program allows students to sample life on campus while working towards professional goals in a local industry. The donation will provide students with grants to achieve those goals.
So MOSO CAPS is really helping build that industry partner pipeline and showing our students that there are great careers right in their own backyard. Students get experience in these industry partner settings, learning alongside the experts in the field, while they're also on our campus taking coursework that aligns to that career strand.
Missouri Southern launched their CAPS program last year. Home improvement store Menards is another step closer to coming to Joplin. The company has filed 3 separate building permits, one on the Main Street store, one for a storage building, and one for a gate located on the property. The permits were submitted last month and are now awaiting approval from the city.
Each reviewing agency reviews their specific area. So the building, we're looking at structural plans, we're looking at the electrical drawings, we're looking at the plumbing, making sure it meets all of the minimum standards of the codes we've adopted here in town. Planning and zoning is doing the same thing. Our engineering department's doing the same thing. So each department, our fire department has plan reviews as well.
The permits list the building project at $8.5 million with the official address at 3317 South Geneva Avenue. The Webb City Council today discussed possible ideas for a convention center in town. City Administrator Carl Francis says a local businessman last week asked for an area to hold gatherings, but the Parks Department also has a need for an indoor recreation facility for quite some time. Francis says they already had the land in King Jack Park behind the soccer fields, an area the city has had purchased for a long time, and they are starting to look at funding options.
We've really been looking at the idea of creating a recreation facility that the Parks Department and the city could partner up with and utilize it for recreation sports during the winter times, volleyball, basketball, indoor track type things, exercise facilities. We don't really know what it's going to be yet. We don't really know how we're going to fund it yet, but the council just wanted to bring it up and discuss it.
Francis says they are in the thinking phase now, and the council will decide if this is something they want to pursue. He says they want to engage city input and hear citizens' thoughts about what could be done. A bit later, sifting through the rubble.
Commute for thousands of people along the East Coast. I'm CB Cotton, and I'll have full details on this story coming up.
Believe it or not, Missouri has the most amusement parks per capita. That's according to the personal finance website Wallet Hub. All those parks help the Show Me state earn the rank of 16th most fun state in the country. The ranking is also based on factors like restaurants, movie theaters, and casinos per capita, among other criteria. Oklahoma comes in at 27th, Kansas 38th, and Arkansas ranks 46th. 30 more minutes news, weather, and sports coming your way. Missouri Southern is increasing its tuition. We'll hear from a student being impacted. Plus, Webb City Council discusses a proposal to build a convention center in the city.
Well, it's turned out to be a nice evening, pretty much partly to mostly clear skies. Temperatures very comfortable. The humidity is low. It's almost kind of chilly out there, especially from this point on throughout the overnight hours, as temperatures are going to drop back into the mid to upper 50s for overnight lows, which is kind of cool. All right, rainfall. We had pretty good amounts over the weekend, but look at this. We're still almost 7 inches behind, so we need every bit of rain that we can get, but everybody got rain this weekend, the entire 4-state area. This is over the last 72 hours. Where you see the yellows popping up, those are areas that picked up 2, 3, even some 4-inch amounts. So we did have some isolated areas that picked up some pretty heavy amounts of rain. Temps right now, most of us 65 to about 68 degrees. Very consistent across the region. 65 in Joplin, winds are calm, humidity is higher. Dew point's at 55, so we're going to back down near that dew point number, meaning near 100% relative humidity, which gives you dew by the morning hours. A few clouds kind of shooting through, had some showers, thunderstorms to our south. Those are gone. More thunderstorms, and this is the batch that we're going to keep our eyes on for tonight. This is going to, in a sense, slide south and east, but it should clip our southern counties a little bit later on tonight. So we're going to watch that. Cooler air due to area of low pressure across the Great Lakes, kind of drawing in that cooler air from Canada. And then we got a little ridge of high pressure here, and this little wave kind of jumping over the ridge, giving us those scattered showers and thunderstorms. All right, let's go through time. I'm going to stop here in about 5 hours. Scattered thunderstorms along the Kansas-Oklahoma state line, northeastern Oklahoma into northwestern Arkansas. North of I-44, you're not going to get much action. Scattered thunderstorms shoot on through. They're gone by morning. Let's go through the morning hours, mostly sunny skies, mid-70s by the noon hour. Once we get into the afternoon, a little warmer than what we saw today. I think most of us warm kind of in that 80 to 82 degree range, but Tuesday is going to be overall pretty nice. Again, tomorrow night, a few scattered thunderstorms. So here's 1:30 in the morning, gone by Wednesday morning. Wednesday, partly sunny again, a little bit warmer. We go into the mid-80s, but we are going to see a few isolated little thunderstorms popping up by Wednesday afternoon. Here's your day planner tomorrow, 60 to start, 82 your high, 79 at 4 p.m. But also we got to watch temperatures warming each day, a warming trend throughout the week. So let's go all the way to Friday. A big band of showers and thunderstorms trying to press in Friday morning, but temperatures are going to warm, push 90 by Friday afternoon. We should go into the lower 90s by the time we head into the weekend, and we are going to have scattered thunderstorm chances sticking around. 82 tomorrow, 85 on Wednesday. Let's go 89 Thursday, 91 Friday. We hold lower 90s all the way through the weekend. Of course, Sunday is Father's Day with a few scattered thunderstorms. Heating up, 90s. I think anything over 90s, pretty hot.
Yeah, I was talking to a few people in the newsroom earlier. They're like, it's not really summer yet, right? I'm like, well, technically no, but once you've already hit 90,
yeah, we're getting there.
You're pretty much in the summer. All right, thank you, Doug. Coming up in sports, the NBA Finals are heating up. We could see a champion tonight. Plus, the Missouri Southern Lions men's basketball team hosts their annual youth camp. We'll go through the details from earlier today, next in sports.
Well, the Missouri Southern Lions men's basketball team is in the middle of their offseason. Earlier this morning, the Lions began day number 1 of their youth camp. This year's Future Lions Youth Camp consists of children who range from ages kindergarten to 8th grade. Today was day 1 of the 4-day basketball camp. At the event, the Lions basketball team is teaching everything from fundamental drills and teaching hard work. But most importantly, the goal of this year's camp is to make the kids who are participating to have fun.
Well, I think just energy. We try to bring a good energy, a good vibe each and every day, and for our community to experience that, I think it's unique, and I think especially for young people to take that out in the world and really share that.
The smile, by far. The smile, the laughter. You know, you can give a kid a ball and say, "Hey, go play with it," but actually teaching them what goes on, the details about it, and they actually enjoying it and loving it. That's my favorite part.
The Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals both begin homestands to start the new week. Both teams currently sit in last place in both the American and National League Central. The Kansas City Royals are looking to snap a 6-game losing streak tonight. The Royals are currently tied to the Cincinnati Reds 3-3. It was Chiefs night at Kauffman Stadium, and Travis Kelce threw out the first pitch of the game. It was much better than his last first pitch, but at the moment, the Royals are currently looking to avoid losing their 7th straight game. St. Louis begins a 3-game series at home in Busch Stadium against the San Francisco Giants. The Redbirds lose this one 4-3. However, Paul Goldschmidt and Paul DeJong both homer in this game, but it wasn't enough. The Cardinals have now lost their last 3 games. And tonight is Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Denver's only 1 win away from winning their first Finals championship in franchise history. The Miami Heat, on the other hand, are looking to spoil the party. Well, so far tonight, the Denver Nuggets are up 81-76 in the fourth quarter. They hold on. The Nuggets will win their first championship in NBA history, but the Miami Heat have currently proven that no lead is safe against them. I know you're watching that game very closely, Jay.
I am. There's a challenge right now on a foul 3-point shot. Jimmy Butler shot it. Hopefully, it'll go in Miami's favor because that is my favorite team. So, with what you just said, there's no lead that's safe when Miami's on the floor. Hopefully, it's true.
We'll see if they can get
when
they're
playing against 2-time MVP Nikola Jokic. It's a tall task.
Right.
Denver is a really good team, but as far as Missouri Southern basketball, I know the women's. They're about to start their series as well.
Yeah.
It's awesome when our local universities get a chance to get out in the community and, coach some of our local youth.
Absolutely. Love to see that.
All right. Thank you, Brock. We're back with more news after this. A slow start to the work week for thousands of people on the East Coast after a collapsed overpass on Interstate 95 causes massive traffic jams and delays. Fox News correspondent CB Cotton has the story.
We go from dirty air to now we got a broken down highway.
A commuter nightmare in northeast Philadelphia. A tanker truck catching fire on Interstate 95 early Sunday, collapsing an elevated section of the highway. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported, but the collapse closing several miles of I-95's north and southbound lanes indefinitely.
I plan to issue a disaster declaration, allowing the Commonwealth to immediately draw down federal funds and move quickly to repair and reconstruct this roadway.
Our federal highway administrator is on the ground right now.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has reportedly assured Pennsylvania's governor there will be no delay with federal funds requested to make repairs. Overnight, crews were already clearing debris from the site. However, authorities warn it could take months before the road reopens. While crews work, drivers are being warned to expect extensive delays and street closures.
We are all going to need some extra patience in the coming days. Please work with us as we work through this.
Detours have been set up and additional SEPTA service is available to help with travel needs. For some commuters, however, this brings little comfort since the section of I-95 that collapsed was part of a more than $200 million reconstruction project that wrapped up about 4 years ago.
It's already taken them 20 years just to redo that, and it's probably going to take another 20 to fix it.
Multiple agencies, including the NTSB, are now investigating the cause of the fire and the collapse. In Philadelphia, CB Cotton, Fox News.
The Federal Railroad Administration is expected to release a report on its investigation into the February derailment of a Norfolk Southern freight train in Ohio soon. The agency also says it will probe all the major freight railroads over the next year. According to the Federal Railroad Administration, in 2022 alone, there were 518 derailments nationwide, causing 5 injuries, 0 deaths, and more than $100 million in reported damage. Coming up, gamers gathered at Xbox Fest to learn about the new lineup of games coming out. We'll take you there. It was a chance for fans to gather and learn about the new lineup of Xbox games. Fox's Hal Eisner was also there at the Xbox Fan Fest in Los Angeles and has the story.
Yeah, my name is Chris Samples and I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Chris Samples is a gamer, and so is his girlfriend.
Hi, my name is Deanna Moore, and I'm also from Ontario, Canada.
Is the common bond that you love Xbox?
100%, yeah.
Did that have anything to do with you?
A little bit, yeah. When we met, she liked to play Diablo 3, and then, we started playing together.
How great is that? Pretty great, according to Phil Spencer, Xbox's CEO, who started playing Pong when he was only 5.
For many people, this is their community, people where they feel most safe, most connected. And for myself, growing up, it was what I did.
This Xbox event was covered by media from all over the world. Turns out we were the only LA TV station here to see Xbox introduce games like Forza Motorsport, Clockwork Revolution, Fable, and Starfield Direct. Oh, this is crazy cool. This display was supposed to feel like being in a Starfield, like the name of the new game, Starfield Direct. Of course, it's not the same as online.
What'd you think of the show? Oh, it was great.
Also impressive, 2 well-known gamers in the community who are blind, who play Xbox games by listening to them.
Mostly it's all through audio cues, screen readers, or whatever they're able to add in for audio to help me play.
And we want to make gaming for everybody.
Phil Spencer says there are some 400 million players with disabilities.
We're talking about people who can't see the screen. We're talking about people that can only listen.
Yeah.
And they play through listening, and
games.
it works.
Yeah, it is mind-blowing to me.
Do you guys understand the rules?
Which brings us back to Chris and Deanna from Canada. They may not have known all the answers to this fun little game of FanFest feud.
And that's our time for tonight, and thank you all so much for joining us. But before you go, we'll leave you with a video of an otter at an Oregon zoo dunking a basketball. Be safe, and we'll do this all again tomorrow. See you then.